has already begun to slow. 4 quiet places are waiting in a single line. Nothing will rush you from one to the next. The hours can blur without effort. This is one long stretch of calm. The spaces will change, but the pace will not. And the night will keep carrying you forward. The front gate has already been pulled down. One last lamp stays on above the counter. Rain darkens the sidewalk outside the glass. Nothing is about to open. Stay at the edge of the room. Light and quiet can do the work. Nothing here asks you to follow it. A narrow aisle runs between tall shelves. Spines remain aligned in long rows. No page turns. Price tags sit on the shelf edges. Numbers remain readable. They do not matter tonight. At the counter, the register screen is dark. A receipt printer holds a blank roll. The cutter stays still. A small bell rests near the card reader. No hand reaches for it. No chime sounds. Behind the counter, key cards sit in a neat tray. A ledger lies closed under a clear weight. No page lifts. A pen remains clipped to a board. The clip stays tight. No note is added. Near the window table, new releases stay faced up. Covers hold their corners square. Nothing is taken. Outside, streetlights remain distant and soft. Reflections stretch on wet glass, then settle. No headlight sweeps past. Along the back wall, the ladder rail stays quiet. The ladder remains parked at one end. Its wheels are locked. No rung is touched. No metal creaks. The rail holds still. In the cafe nook, chairs are stacked on tables. Cups sit upside down on a tray. No machine hums. A chalkboard menu remains written in clean lines. No price is changed. No eraser mark appears. A ceiling fan turns at a constant speed. Its tone stays low. It does not rise. Air moves gently down the aisles and returns. The warmth stays even. The sound stays small. On an end cap, bookmarks stand in a full display. Paper tabs remain straight. No finger flips them. A postcard rack stays squared in its slots. Cards do not slide. Corners do not lift. Near the children's corner, cushions remain stacked. A small rug lies flat. No toy is out of place. A wall clock advances without sound. No one looks up. The room does not respond. In the storage hallway, a staff door stays shut. A keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. Boxes remain labeled on shelves. Tape edges stay flat. Nothing is moved. A relay clicks once behind the office cabinet. One click. Then the shop returns to hush. The last lamp keeps its warm shade. Shelves keep their straight lines. The gate keeps the street away. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The bookshop holds its late-night state, quiet and unchanged, until morning lifts the gate again. Near the entrance, The closed sign remains taped flat. The paper does not flutter. No corner lifts. A thin floor strip light marks the walkway edge. It does not flicker. It guides no one tonight. On the counter, a bowl of mints remains full. Wrappers stay smooth. No hand reaches in. A guest notepad lies blank beside the bell. No message is written. No page tears away. Outside, rain draws thin lines down the window. Drops join, then separate. The sound stays soft and distant. Inside, warmth holds. The lamp holds. The aisles remain still. At the reading nook, a small lamp remains on. Its circle of light stays close to the chair. No book lies open there. A folded blanket rests on the backrest. Edges remain square. Nothing slips. Along the fiction wall, a hanging sign reads, "Stories." The cord stays still. Letters remain clear. Below it, paperbacks sit in straight rows. No spine shifts out of line. No cover bends. Near the floor, a drain cover sits flush in tile. No water reaches it. No echo returns. A rubber mat lies flat by the door. Corners do not curl. No grit gathers there. Behind the counter, a safe drawer remains shut. The dial stays centered. No key turns. A box of spare bags stays folded. Edges remain neat. No tape peels. In the back office, a monitor remains black. A chair stays pushed in. A desk lamp remains off. A router light blinks slowly. It does not change pace. The link remains steady. Along the ceiling, recessed lights keep their warm level. No bulb changes tone. Shadows remain shallow at the base of shelves. A quiet settling sound comes once from a panel. Then stillness returns. Near the poetry shelf, a small step stool rests against the wood. Rubber feet stay planted. No scuff mark shifts. A return cart waits by the back aisle with 3 hardcovers stacked. Their jackets remain square. No slip of paper sticks out. The ceiling fan keeps its slow turn. Air moves, then settles. Nothing changes in response. At the checkout mat, the edge lies flat. No curl lifts. A line of rainwater stays outside the threshold. The gate handle remains still. Outside, rain continues on the awning. Drops run, then pause. Reflections on the glass stretch, then settle. Inside, the last lamp remains above the counter. The gate keeps the street away. The shop keeps its calm shape. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The warm light continues steady and unchanged until the first key turns in the morning. The lamp keeps its warm shade above the counter. No switch is touched. No drawer slides. Outside the glass, rain continues in thin lines. Drops merge, then separate. The street stays empty. Near the window table, new releases remain squared. Corners stay sharp. No hand reaches in. A soft reflection travels across the wet pane, then settles. counter, keycards remain aligned in their tray. Numbers stay readable. Nothing is removed. The bell stays where it is. Metal stays quiet. In the cafe nook, chairs remain stacked on tables. No scrape sounds, no cup tips. The chalkboard menu stays unchanged. Along the ladder rail, wheels remain locked. The ladder stays parked at the same end. No rung is used. At the fiction wall, paperbacks hold their straight rows. One dust jacket catches light once, then dulls. No spine shifts out of line. The ceiling fan keeps its low, even tone. Air moves, then returns. Nothing changes in response. Near the reading nook, the small lamp keeps its circle. The chair remains empty. The blanket stays folded on the backrest. At the floor drain cover, tile remains dry. No water reaches the seam. No echo returns. Behind the counter, the safe drawer remains shut. The dial stays centered. No key turns. A box of spare bags remains folded beneath. Edges stay neat. In the back office, the monitor remains black. The chair stays pushed in. Only the router blink remains. Its pace does not change. The link stays steady. A relay in the back room confirms once. One quiet click. Then hush returns. Near the entrance, the closed sign remains taped flat. No corner lifts. No paper flutters. The rubber mat stays flat under the gate line. Outside, rain thins for a moment. Then the soft line returns on the awning. The sound stays distant. A step stool rests near the poetry shelf. Rubber feet stay planted. No scuff mark shifts. A return cart waits by the back aisle. 3 hardcovers stay stacked. No bookmark slips out. The recessed lights keep their warm level. Shadows remain shallow between shelves. Nothing flickers. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The last lamp stays above the counter. The gate keeps the street away, and the shop holds its quiet pattern through the night. A small card stand remains upright at the counter edge. Its blank face reflects the lamp. No finger taps it. A stapler rests beside the notepad. It stays centered. Under the counter, receipt rolls rest unopened in their box. No paper feeds. The cutter stays still. A tiny grain of sand near the mat catches light once, then disappears. At the children's corner, a paperback display stays full. Covers face forward. No corner bends. The wall clock advances without calling attention. You do not need to track it. Outside, a distant car passes on a far street. Its light does not reach this window. The shop remains unchanged. Rain continues in thin lines. Reflections stretch, then settle. In the staff corridor, the keypad stays steady. No code is entered. No latch clicks. Boxes remain labeled on shelves. Tape edges stay flat. A quiet settling sound comes once from the gate track. Not a lift. just weight meeting metal. Then stillness again. The fan tone remains even. The warm lamp remains. Only the steady parts remain. Near the register, a mint bowl remains full. Wrappers stay smooth. No hand reaches in. A small sign reads, "No cash after 9." Letters remain clear. Tape stays flat. Beside it, a guest notepad lies blank. No page tears away. On the front glass, streetlight reflections slide slowly. They lengthen, then shorten. They never enter the shop. Water gathers at the bottom frame and holds. At the counter, a jar of paper clips stays closed. The lid remains on. Nothing rattles. A plastic badge clip rests beside the bell. It does not move. Along the history shelf, a paper price flag sits straight. No curl forms at the edge. The row stays aligned. A thin dust line remains at the baseboard. Air passes and leaves it unchanged. In the cafe nook, a sugar packet box stays full. No foil crinkles. No spoon clinks. A sink faucet remains dry. No drip marks the basin. At the back fire door, the bar stays centered. The exit sign remains dim. No hinge shifts. The hallway beyond stays dark and quiet. Outside, rain pauses for a breath, then returns. Drops resume their thin paths. The awning keeps its soft rhythm. Inside, light stays warm and steady. A door closer settles once near the staff corridor. One soft click, then silence. The router blink continues. The fan continues. The lamp continues. Outside the gate, the street remains empty. Rain keeps tracing the glass. Reflections drift and settle. Inside, shelves hold their lines. The counter stays quiet. The last lamp keeps its soft circle. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. A paperback spine catches light, then dulls again. No page turns. The night holds. For now. Still and warm. Quiet. The lamp remains the only warm point above the counter. Its shade holds the same circle on wood. Nothing brightens beyond it. Outside, rain keeps tracing the glass. Lines join, then separate. The street stays empty. Along the nearest aisle, spines keep their neat row. A single title catches light, then dulls. No hand reaches for it. The ceiling fan continues its slow turn. Air moves, then returns. The tone stays even. Behind the counter, the printer roll remains white and full. No paper feeds. The cutter stays still. The bell remains where it is. Metal stays quiet. No chime sounds. At the window table, the stack of new releases stays squared. Corners remain sharp. A tote bag strap lies flat beside them. Reflections on the pane slide a little as rain shifts. Then they settle again. Nothing changes inside. In the cafe nook, chairs remain stacked on tables. Cups remain upside down on the tray. No machine hums. A chalk mark on the menu stays exactly where it was. No eraser line appears. No price changes. The ladder stays parked on its rail. Wheels remain locked. No rung is touched. A thin shadow line rests under the ladder feet. It does not move. It stays shallow. Near the reading nook, the small lamp keeps its circle. The chair remains empty. The folded blanket stays on the backrest. A paperback display holds its covers forward. No corner bends. No card shifts. At the floor drain cover, tile remains dry. No water reaches the seam. No echo returns. The rubber mat by the gate stays flat. Corners do not curl. Grit stays outside. In the back office, the monitor remains black. The chair stays pushed in. Only the router blink remains. Its pace does not change. The link stays steady. The room stays quiet. A relay confirms itself once from the back room. One click, then hush again. The recessed lights keep their warm level. Shadows remain shallow between shelves. Nothing flickers. Near the counter edge, a card stand remains upright. Its blank face reflects the lamp. No finger taps it. A stapler rests beside the notepad. It stays centered. No metal clicks. Under the counter, the safe drawer remains shut. The dial stays centered. No key turns. A box of spare bags stays folded beneath. Edges remain neat. No tape peels. Outside, rain thins for a moment. The awning stops dripping. Then the soft line returns. Streetlight reflections lengthen on the wet glass, then shorten again. They never enter the shop. At the fiction wall, a hanging sign reads, "Stories." The cord stays still. Letters remain clear. Below it, rows remain straight. No spine shifts out of line. No page turns. At the children's corner, cushions remain stacked. The rug stays flat. A small wooden train stays in place. Wheels do not roll. No piece shifts. The shelf display remains full. Near the staff corridor, the keypad light keeps its small dot. No code is entered. No latch clicks. Boxes remain labeled on shelves. Tape edges stay flat. Nothing is moved. A quiet settling sound comes once from the front gate track. Not a lift, just weight meeting metal. Then stillness returns. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. last lamp stays above the counter. The gate keeps the street away, and the shop holds its quiet pattern through the rest of the night. Outside, a distant car passes on a far road. Its light does not reach this window. Its sound fades before it matters. Inside, the fan keeps its low line. The lamp keeps its warm circle. Everything stays where it is, for now. Near the entrance, the closed sign stays taped flat. No corner lifts. The paper does not flutter. A thin line of rainwater holds outside the threshold. It does not cross the mat. It stays on the other side of the gate. By the register, a small bowl of mints remains full. Wrappers stay smooth. No hand reaches in. A guest notepad lies blank beside the bell. No page tears away. No message is written. On the counter shelf, a jar of paper clips stays closed. The lid remains on. Nothing rattles. A spare receipt roll rests beside the printer. Its edge stays clean. The roll does not shift. Along the baseboard, a dust line remains undisturbed. Air passes and leaves it unchanged. No grit lifts into the light. A framed photo above the nook reflects a soft oval. The reflection does not slide. The frame stays still. At the back fire door, the bar stays centered. The exit sign remains dim. No hinge shifts. The hallway beyond stays dark and quiet. No step echoes there. A door closer settles once near the staff corridor. One soft click. Then silence again. The router blink continues. The fan continues. The lamp continues. Outside, rain keeps tracing the window. Reflections drift and settle. The street stays quiet. Inside, shelves hold their lines. The counter stays calm. The last lamp keeps its soft circle. Nothing changes its state. A drip lands outside, then quiet again. The lamp remains on. The shop remains closed. The gates are locked and the crowd is gone for the night. Scoreboards hold a dim standby glow above empty seats. Concession shutters are down along the wide concourse. Nothing is about to start again. Let the room do the work for you. The pace is already set. Nothing here asks for your attention. A long concrete walkway curves beneath the upper deck. Floor lights keep a low line by the wall. No sneaker squeak crosses the tiles. Trash bins stand where they always stand. Lids stay closed. No liner shifts. At the ticket scanners, screens remain dark. No green arrow appears. No beep sounds. A row of turnstiles stays still. Metal bars hold their positions. No wristband brushes past. Along the concession row, menu boards remain lit but unchanged. Popcorn warmers are off. The glass fronts stay clean. Stacks of paper cups sit behind a shutter window. Edges remain squared. No sleeve slides. A soda fountain station sits silent at the end of the counter. No ice drops. No lever is pulled. A drain grate below remains dry. No spill runs toward it. The floor stays clear. Outside the railing, the bowl of seats is dark and quiet. A few aisle lights dot the rows. They do not brighten. The field lights are off. The grass remains unseen. The stadium holds its shape in shadow. Near section signage, numbers remain readable on hanging plates. No flag flutters. No banner moves. A service elevator door stays shut at the corner. The call panel shows no request. No chime sounds. In a security booth window, one monitor shows an empty gate. Timestamps update without noise. No alert window opens. A radio handset rests in its cradle. No static breaks through. No voice arrives. Under the concourse ceiling, ventilation keeps a steady push. It does not sharpen into cold. It stays even. A quiet relay clicks once in a cabinet. One click. Then the hum returns to baseline. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The stadium concourse holds its late-night state, quiet and unchanged, until morning returns to the gates. In the merchandise shop, the roll-down grate is locked. Shelves inside remain orderly behind dim light. No register screen glows. A mannequin jersey hangs still in the window. The fabric does not shift. No hanger creaks. At the far end, a stairwell door remains latched. An exit sign glows red above it. Letters stay sharp. The stair below is dark. No footstep echoes up. No hinge moves. Near the restrooms, lights stay lowered. Hand dryers remain silent. Taps do not drip. A paper towel stack sits full in a dispenser. No sheet tears away. Edges remain clean. Along the wall, a hose cabinet stays shut behind glass. The seal tag hangs flat. No latch is touched. A caution cone rests stacked with another. Bases stay aligned. Nothing tips. Beyond the open vomitory, night air rests over the empty stands. No car horn reaches the bowl. Only distant city noise remains low. A small wind passes once through the upper opening. It does not lift paper. Then it fades. On the concourse, a mop bucket sits parked by a drain cover. Wheels are locked. No water runs. A broom leans against the wall. Bristles stay dry. Nothing falls. In the concrete, painted arrows and section letters remain clear. They guide no one tonight. rest is part of the layout. A thin scuff line on the floor catches light once, then dulls again. Nothing changes. Above the seats, a ribbon board holds one dim line. It does not scroll. It does not flash. The scoreboard clock remains blank. No countdown begins. No horn plays. At a staff-only door, a keypad light remains steady. No code is entered. The handle stays centered. A key box beside it remains closed. The cover stays down. No key turns. Outside the main gate, a flag hangs slack on its pole. It lifts slightly, then settles. The fabric remains heavy. Streetlights beyond the parking lot stay distant. Reflections sit on wet asphalt and do not move closer. A soft, settling sound comes once from the metal shutter tracks, not repeated. Then stillness returns. The floor lights keep their low line. The empty concourse remains calm. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The stadium stays quiet, holding its closed night pattern until the first maintenance cart rolls in at dawn. Near the dugout tunnel entrance, a steel gate remains locked. Its padlock stays centered. No chain slackens. A small sign reads, "Field access closed." Letters remain clear. Tape stays flat. At the rail, a cup holder row remains empty. No plastic cup sits in the rings. No sticky sheen appears. Far below, the warning track is invisible in the dark. Only the geometry of the bowl remains. It stays still. In the top concourse, a row of closed souvenir kiosks stands dark. Metal shutters hold their ridges. Price tags remain clipped inside. A single maintenance light over a doorway stays on. It does not flicker. It keeps the corridor readable, quiet. The floor lights keep their low line along the wall. No shutter lifts. No gate unlocks. A faint hum holds under the concrete ceiling. It stays even. It stays small. At the ticket scanners, screens remain dark. No green arrow appears. No beep sounds. Turnstiles stay still. Metal bars hold their position. Nothing brushes past. Along the concession row, menu boards remain lit but unchanged. Warmers stay off behind glass. No timer beeps. Stacks of cups sit squared behind the shutters. Edges stay clean. Nothing slides. Near the soda station, the drip tray stays dry. No ice drops. No lever moves. A drain grate remains clear. No spill runs toward it. The floor stays dull and clean. Outside the railing, the seating bowl stays dark. Aisle dots remain faint. They do not brighten. No chant returns. No wave of sound rises. Only distance remains. At the security booth, a monitor shows an empty gate. Timestamps update without noise. No alert window opens. The radio handset stays in its cradle. No static breaks through. No voice arrives. A service elevator door remains shut at the corner. The call panel shows no request. No chime sounds. A stairwell door remains latched. The exit sign stays red. Letters stay sharp. In the merchandise shop, the grate remains down. Shelves remain orderly behind dim light. No register screen glows. A jersey in the window hangs still. Fabric does not shift. No hanger creaks. A light breeze passes through the open vomitory. It does not lift paper. It fades quickly. A flag beyond the parking lot hangs slack. It lifts once, then settles. Near the restrooms, lights remain lowered. Hand dryers remain silent. Taps do not drip. A paper towel stack remains full. No sheet tears away. Edges stay clean. A mop bucket remains parked by a drain cover. Wheels stay locked. No water runs. A broom leans at the same angle. Bristles stay dry. Nothing tips. Painted arrows and section letters remain clear. They guide no one tonight. They rest as part of the layout. A thin scuff line catches light once, then dulls again. Nothing changes. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The concourse keeps its closed night pattern, steady and unchanged, while the stadium holds its quiet shape. Near the field access gate, the chain remains tight. The padlock stays centered. No key turns. The field access closed sign remains readable. Tape stays flat. No corner lifts. At the rail, cup holder rings remain empty. No plastic cup sits in them. No sticky sheen appears. A ribbon board above the seats holds one dim line. It does not scroll. It does not flash. A maintenance light over a doorway stays on. It does not flicker. It keeps the corridor readable. Far away, a distant truck passes on another road. Its sound stays low. Then it fades. The floor lights remain. The shutters remain. And the stadium stays quiet for now. At the kiosk row, metal shutters hold their ridges. Locks sit centered at the bottom seam. No latch clicks. Inside the dark kiosks, price cards remain clipped. Numbers stay readable. Nothing is touched. A camera dome watches from a beam above the aisle. Its indicator stays faint. It does not rotate. A small speaker cone points down the hall. No announcement plays. No test tone sounds. Near the stairwell, a handrail runs cold along the wall. Paint chips remain where they were. No hand slides over the metal. A rubber mat at the stair door stays flat. Corners do not curl. No grit gathers on it. At the far wall, a closed closet door reads Maintenance. Letters remain clear. A keypad light stays steady. No code is entered. The handle stays centered. No hinge moves. Along the ceiling, HVAC diffusers hold their clean squares. Air flows in a steady loop. It does not sharpen into cold. A damper shifts once with a soft click. Then the airflow returns to the quiet line. Near section signs, hanging plates remain still. Numbers remain readable from the floor. No banner flutters. A thin cable tie holds a sign cord in place. It stays tight. Nothing loosens. At the end of the concession row, an ice bin lid remains closed. No scoop clinks. No metal rattles. A trash compactor door remains shut behind a service grate. No motor starts. No vibration travels through the wall. Outside the railing, the upper deck stays dark. A single stadium light in the distance remains off. No floodlight warms. The scoreboard holds a dim standby glow. No graphic animates. No horn plays. At the main gate corridor, the floor changes to darker tile. Reflections sit low and still. No wheel crosses the seam. A steel barrier post remains in place. The rope belt hangs slack. No clip opens. A vending machine near the corner keeps one soft light. No can drops. A quiet settling sound comes once from a shutter track. Not repeated. Then stillness returns. The hum remains even. The air remains steady. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The closed concourse keeps holding its calm. The concourse holds the same low light without changing its tone. No shutter lifts along the concession row. No gate unlocks at the entrance. Air moves in a steady loop under the roof beams. It is not cold. It is not warm. It simply stays. A distant service light near the loading tunnel remains on. It makes one pale rectangle on concrete. No cart rolls through it. At the closest scanner pedestal, the screen remains dark. The glass face reflects a small strip of light. No beep sounds. A wristband bin sits empty beside the reader. The bin stays clean. No lid shifts. Along the concession shutters, small locks remain centered. Menu boards remain lit but unchanged. No timer beeps behind the metal. A stack of napkin packs sits behind a window frame. Edges stay squared. Nothing slides. Near the soda fountain station, the drip tray remains dry. The ice bin lid stays shut. No scoop clinks. A plastic cup tower remains inside its sleeve. The sleeve stays sealed. No cup drops. At the restroom corridor, light stays lowered. Mirrors reflect empty stalls. Hand dryers remain silent. A paper towel dispenser stays full. No sheet tears away. The counter stays dry. On the floor, painted section arrows remain clear. They point toward seats no one will use tonight. The paint holds its line. A single gum mark near a joint catches light once, then dulls again. Nothing changes. Outside the railing, the bowl remains dark. Aisle dots stay faint in the rows. The field stays unlit. The scoreboard holds a dim standby banner. It does not animate. It does not scroll. At the security booth, the monitor shows the same empty gate. Timestamps update in silence. No alert window opens. A radio handset stays in its cradle. No static breaks through. No voice arrives. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The stadium keeps its closed night pattern, steady and unchanged, while the city stays distant beyond the lot. At the stairwell door, the exit sign holds its red glow. Letters remain sharp. No hinge shifts. A rubber mat at the threshold stays flat. No grit gathers on it. No shoe crosses it. In the merchandise shop, the roll-down grate remains locked. Inside, shelves remain orderly in dim light. A mannequin jersey hangs still. A price tag on the sleeve stays flat. No corner lifts. No hanger creaks. Along the kiosk row, shutters hold their ridges. A latch plate reflects one lamp, then returns to dull metal. Inside the dark kiosks, clipped price cards remain. Numbers stay readable. Nothing is handled. Near the field access corridor, the chain remains tight. The padlock stays centered. No key turns. The field access closed sign remains readable. Tape stays flat. No corner lifts. At the rail, cup holder rings remain empty. No plastic cup sits in the circles. No sticky sheen appears. A thin breeze passes through the opening once. It does not lift paper. It fades quickly. By the mop bucket, the wheels remain locked. No water runs. The drain cover stays dry. A broom leans against the wall. Bristles stay still. Nothing tips. Along the ceiling, diffusers hold their clean squares. Airflow stays even. A damper clicks once. Then the same quiet hum returns. No other sound follows. At the vending machine, one soft light remains. No can drops. No button is pressed. A reflection in its glass shifts slightly as a distant truck passes outside, then settles again. The concourse stays unchanged. Near the maintenance closet, the keypad light stays steady. No code is entered. The handle remains centered. A safety cone stack remains aligned beside the door. Bases stay even. Nothing moves. A final shutter track settles with a soft metallic note. Not repeated. Then stillness returns. The floor lights keep their low line. The air keeps its steady loop. And the empty concourse continues, quiet and complete, until morning. Up in the press level, a row of glass windows stays dark. No screen shows highlights. No microphone light turns on. A headset coil rests on a hook by the booth door. The door remains shut. The badge reader stays quiet. On the wall, a schedule board lists tomorrow's event in printed lines. No marker circles anything. The page stays flat. Near the escalator, the steps remain still. Handrails do not glide. A closed sign hangs on a chain and does not sway. In the service tunnel, a golf cart sits parked with its key removed. Its windshield holds a faint reflection from one overhead lamp. No tire turns. A distant speaker cone above the bowl remains silent. No anthem plays. No countdown voice returns. The night stays settled in concrete and steel. The lights hold their level. The stadium remains closed. At the top landing, a handrail turns with the wall. Its surface stays cool. A thin strip of tape marks a repair point and remains flat. Outside the main gate, rain keeps the asphalt dark. Reflections stay distant. No step returns.